Everyone says discipline is about control, waking up early, sticking to plans, becoming your best self. But the truth is uglier. Real discipline isn't peaceful, it's violent. It's the moment you stop being in charge and something colder takes over. There's a kind of focus that doesn't care about how you feel. It doesn't rest. It doesn't ask for balance. You've seen it, that person who just keeps going while everyone else burns out. In Solo Leveling, that person was Sung Jinwoo, the weakest hunter who stopped trying to be strong and simply became strength itself. To reach that level, you have to destroy the version of yourself that still hesitates. Most people think discipline is one thing, something you either have or don't, but it isn't. It's a ladder. 7 levels of control, each colder, quieter, and more terrifying than the last. At the first level, you fight distraction. At the 7th, you stop being human enough to need motivation. And Sung Jinwoo, he climbed all 7. This is the psychology of true self-control, the 7 levels of discipline. Ever tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and then wake up 3 years later, still Googling how to stop procrastinating? Most people think failure comes from weakness, but it's actually indecision. Every day, you open negotiations with yourself. Should I start now? Maybe later. I'm tired. I'll feel more ready tomorrow. That's how your old self survives, by talking you out of evolution. Psychologists call this ego fatigue. The brain burning energy deciding instead of doing. The cure isn't motivation. It's removal. Kill the hesitation. There's a scene. Jinwoo's squad panics in the double dungeon. He realizes the longer he hesitates, the closer death gets. So he stops thinking and moves. The system activates, not as magic, but as submission to necessity. He doesn't feel ready. He just acts. And that's what most people never do. They wait for readiness that never arrives. Confidence isn't a condition. It's a side effect of movement. When Jinwoo wakes up in the hospital, he's not stronger. He just deleted the part of his mind that needed to be convinced. You don't need inspiration. You need elimination. Remove the space between thought and action, because hesitation is how your old life stays alive. Motivation's cute. It lasts about as long as a phone battery on 3%. Real change comes from a system that doesn't care about how you feel. Willpower is a joke. It burns out faster than your gym membership after New Year's. You don't fail because you're weak. You fail because your brain is allowed to vote. And the brain is lazy, emotional, obsessed with comfort. So the strong do something terrifying. They hand control to a system. Behavioral science calls it a commitment device, a structure that traps you into consistency. That's why soldiers and athletes follow strict routines. Not because they're strong, but because they stop trusting their moods. After the dungeon, Jinwoo sees it. The system interface, daily quests, penalties, consequences. Do the work or die. Terrifying and freeing. For the first time, choice is gone, and that's when he starts to grow. It's like setting your bills on autopay, so your forgetful self can't sabotage you. Build systems that make quitting harder than continuing. Jinwoo's strength skyrockets because the system becomes his spine. Structure replaces self-doubt. People think freedom means doing whatever you want. Real freedom is when you no longer need to decide. If you want to evolve, build your own system. Make it simple, make it brutal, make it inescapable. Because at the highest level, discipline isn't motivation. It's automation. The hardest part of change isn't starting, it's surviving your body's rebellion against the new you. You know that crash after a week of doing everything right? The sudden exhaustion, the mental fog, the random craving to throw it all away and watch YouTube for 6 hours straight. Yeah, the algorithm knows exactly when you're trying to change your life. That's not failure. That's biology filing a complaint. Your body loves comfort. When you try to upgrade, it fights back with fatigue and doubt. It's not coincidence, it's defense. Neuroscientists call it Homeostatic resistance. The brain's addicted to predictability, not progress. So when you introduce change, wake up earlier, train harder, do something new, your nervous system panics. That's why most people quit right before the breakthrough. The brain isn't saying stop, it's saying stay safe. The safety is the opposite of growth. After awakening, Jinwoo trains under brutal rules. His body trembles, bleeds, breaks. Every dungeon feels like dying again, but he keeps going. Pain becomes proof of transformation. Like that first week back at the gym, your muscles scream. But it's not punishment, it's adaptation. Pain isn't a signal to stop, it's a checkpoint. Resistance means evolution. Keep moving. The body will catch up. Everyone wants progress until they realize it's unbelievably boring. Turns out leveling up looks less like a training arc and more like watching paint dry. Every day, forever. We glorify grind culture, but no one tells you what it actually feels like. It's repetition, endless, silent, repetitive. That boredom is where most people quit. The brain loves novelty. Every time you switch routines, you get a dopamine hit. Feels productive. Isn't progress. Real growth begins when you remove novelty, when repetition becomes reflex. Jinwoo trains alone. Same motion every day. At first, he's restless. Then something eerie happens. He stops hesitating. Blade, breath, heartbeat. All one rhythm. His friends call him robotic. They're half right, because obsession is what discipline looks like from the outside. Everyone wants consistency until it starts looking a little psychotic. It's like learning to drive. At first, you overthink every move. Then one day, you arrive home and don't even remember the trip. That's not carelessness, that's mastery. Find one ritual worth repeating. Do it until stopping feels unnatural. Transformation doesn't come from chaos. It comes from doing the same thing until you vanish into it. You don't lose discipline in a day. You lose it in the space between. I'll rest for a bit. And I'll start again tomorrow. Consistency isn't something you are. It's something you protect. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they keep resetting. Every "I'll get back to it later" is a quiet funeral for progress. Some of us even bring flowers. Behavioral scientists call it the abstinence violation effect. One mistake convinces you everything's ruined. You miss one workout, so you skip the week. You slip once, so you give up twice. The break never kills you. The guilt does. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means momentum. When Jinwoo's bleeding and exhausted, he doesn't stop. If he can't fight full strength, he fights half. If he can't run, he crawls. The point isn't power, it's continuity. It's like a river in drought. Sometimes a trickle, sometimes just mud. But it never stops. Because the moment it stops, it's not a river anymore, it's a memory. People wait for the right conditions, but perfection is a mirage built by procrastination. Jinwoo didn't wait, he kept going, badly. And that's why he became unstoppable. Stop chasing perfect conditions. Do one push-up, one line, one step. Discipline isn't about doing it right. It's about never creating the gap that lets the old you come back. Most people panic when things go wrong. The disciplined don't, because they already decided what to do before it happened. Life's chaos always hits when you least expect it. You're doing great for 2 weeks. Then your schedule explodes. You get sick, your boss drops a deadline, your dog throws up on your bed. The universe works like Wi-Fi. It crashes the second you start being productive. Psychologists call this implementation intention. When X happens, I do Y. No thinking, no debating, just execution. Discipline isn't reacting faster. It's removing the need to react. Jinwoo's shadow army fights even when he doesn't. No commands, no hesitation, just action. That's not fantasy, that's structure. He designed his life so that even when he's exhausted, progress continues. He automated victory. That's why successful people make rules for chaos before chaos arrives. If I miss the gym, I move for 10 minutes. If I mess up, I still show up. Every pre-written rule saves your brain from panic, because panic means you left decisions for your future self, and that guy is unreliable. Write your rules for chaos before chaos comes. Plan for failure. Plan for exhaustion. When the world burns, you'll already be fireproof. The disciplined don't adapt. They prepare. They don't win by chance. They win by design. People will call you obsessed. They'll say, "You've changed." They'll be right. The deeper you go, the more you make others uncomfortable. You're not too much. You're just proof they stopped too soon. Funny thing about transformation, everyone loves the idea until you actually do it. It's all main character energy until you stop going to parties. When discipline becomes identity, there's no separation between who you are and what you do. That's not obsession, that's fusion. The effort is gone. It's automatic. You don't act disciplined, you are disciplined. Jinwoo moves through chaos like a ghost. No hesitation, no fear, every motion inevitable. That calm isn't detachment, it's dominance. Like a pianist who's played the same song 10,000 times. At that point, they're not performing, they're being. That's what mastery feels like. Terrifying to others, effortless to you. The highest form of control feels like surrender. You stop managing everything, and everything moves with you. Jinwoo doesn't fight chaos. He commands it. When identity and action fuse, willpower dies. There's no trying, only being. That's the final level. There's a kind of discipline that doesn't look human anymore, not because it's cold, but because it's pure. That's the real psychology of self-control. Not forcing yourself to act, but becoming someone who can't imagine not acting. Sung Jinwoo didn't find motivation. He buried hesitation, and what rose in its place terrified the world. If people start saying your discipline isn't normal, congratulations. It means you've finally stopped being normal. No motivation, no balance, no negotiation.